We're in day one of my Astro clock fast. If you haven't seen the videos before this, do check them out, because I don't even know how much I'm gonna do. I just am not trying to hold myself back. So this is why today's fasting topic on day one is about your Leo being your ego. And I'm sharing my perspective as Chase of Space, creating symmetry. Sharing my perspective through this concept, through this body, about all the details related to one's one. Okay? So your one, your number one, that is your ego. And we've already talked about that in the previous videos. But that is what today is focused on. Your ego being your number one, that's your Leo. And that's your sense of self. That's you being the one. And then that's where we've already talked about that you have lived more than once, which means that every past life you've ever lived is an expression of one ego. And that is your space. And it's important for you to know, if you want to have your own 10, if you want to have your own Hev 10, your heaven, it's important to know that you are not your ego. Okay? It's really, really easy to believe that you are your ego, because when you as a spirit create an ego, you blind yourself with your own light. That's literally how it works. You blind yourself. And when you blind yourself with your own light, you end up getting lost. And that's what this universe is full of. This universe is full of spirits who are blinded by their own egos. And they ultimately got lost in light. And it's because they got lost in light that they don't know where they are. And it's because they don't know where they are that they don't know where they're going. It's sad. So I don't want that for you. I'm about to go down this residential neighborhood. It's always hard being black in America. When you're black in America, it feels like everyone's projecting their insecurities and jealous problems onto you. And then that's where you get, the Ku Klux Klan. That's where you get the KKK in general, naming themselves after Kukulkan because they want to be seen as an indigenous god, but they hate indigenous people. See, that's what jealousy gets you. And that's all only possible because the ego is very real. So do understand that no matter how much we want to say the ego is fake, because it's easy to say that the ego is fake when everyone is a liar, and that's true. It's really easy to say the ego is fake when everyone's a liar. But we have to see that Jehovah is only jealous of Metatron because there's more than one ego in the conversation of God. So when we actually think about God as infinite possibilities and infinite creativity, this is why there's more than one religion. And this is why there's more than one system where there's more than one creator. Because ultimately, there's more than one ego. And that's what we see in real life all the time. Okay? So you being able to take responsibility for your power is you being able to understand that no one can build a body for you. And if someone did build a body for you, that's not really your body. Cloning is huge here in LA. Cloning is ginormous. When we look at the company Clonaid and just the whole concept of Avatar in Hollywood. I'm not talking about Aang, Korra Avatar, blue people Avatar, where the white Russians are cloning aliens because they want to replace those aliens and take their resources. That Avatar. Happy Thanksgiving. Hollywood is only possible because the ego is real. Movies are only possible because the ego is real. The ego really has the power to lie. That's why men can write scripts and then pay other people to act like those scripts are real. And now we have stories being played out before our eyes. But then if you go talk to the actors, they're going to tell you that wasn't real. They're going to tell you that the movie didn't really happen the way that they show it. It was a script, and they were lying. And they had to repeat their emotions over and over because it's all being manufactured. Okay, so that's firepower. That's literally the firepower of Hollywood. The firepower of Hollywood is one spirit's ability to be able to use the lies that they created to manipulate another spirit, and specifically to manipulate a spirit's emotions so that they end up believing something that wasn't even true because it was made up. So literally, my ego is real for me to create Chase and to get you to agree that Chase is real. And that's just literally how the body works. For me to agree that this tree is real, this tree is being grown by the egos of spirits that I can't actually see. But because this tree has built a body inside of this universe, now I can interact with it and appreciate it for cleaning our air. Thank you. So, you'll never find the ego in the universe, but just know that the universe is expanding because of the ego. Just like every video I ever make, every form of art, every song I ever make, that's all expanding because of my ego. It's not because I don't have an ego. If I didn't have an ego, this body would not be here, like a tree. You wouldn't be able to connect with this body and call it black or Indian or whatever other terms you want. American. So, it takes one to know one. And this is why the ego is obsessed with seeing other egos eye to eye. Your ego does not want to be alone in being the only one. This is why religions generally are about community. Religions are generally not about the ego. Religions are about a community coming together to support the ego of whoever they call God. And then that becomes a form of government. Okay, so that's how Judaism teaches Christians to make money enslaving Indians. Very real. So, this is where, man, again, being black in America is nerve-wracking. It's like you can't walk around without people staring at you and thinking that they should hurt you, because that's how America was created. America was built by white people who go out of their way to kill black people. So they're always looking for an excuse to steal our land. And when you know that Wakanda is literally America, you can see how hard Marvel has gone stealing this land from indigenous peoples that they're then teaching aren't from here. Yet they're using a Native American word to do so. We can see that Wakanda is a Native American word for where I'm at right now. Yet Hollywood uses Wakanda to teach us that we are actually from Africa, because that is the ultimate Jew wish. That is the egoic desire that Russia has for America. Russia has paid Europe to cannibalize the people of color in North, South, and Central America because they want to replace us. And that's what they've done. That's why I'm walking around an environment that looks like this. Because the Avatar movies are very real. Them using clones to look like us so that they can actually steal from us, there's a reason that they put so much money into those movies, okay? And that's how real the ego is. Even though anyone with their own ego can say that it's fake. Because your ego is very fake when it's lying and you're not doing anything that's real with your life. So we're going to have to recognize and take responsibility for the fact that the ego produces energy so that it can build bodies in general.